now. Anyways, I don't know what's going on. It didn't go live on my little reader board, so I don't know how many people are in here watching, but I know I got some people over there on D Live, or they screw all that up by stopping it and restarting it. Yes, no? Yeah, no, cool. You guys are still. Hey, right on, Frank. Glad you're here, man. Stay a while. Yeah, so that was the first part of my Wagging the Moondoggie. So, a couple little notes on that is I think I'm going to just, it was too hard. It wasn't the best in the editing. I was playing around with some ways to do it. Not going to bore you guys with what I'm going to do going forward, but I'm going to do something a little bit different going forward. But I'm going to do a series once a week on that. Like I've been saying, I got the first one out. It's going to be good, man. We're going to go through 14 parts on them. They only get better as they go. Now, this first one, when you guys go back and watch it, the first part of it, the first 15 minutes, 12, 15 minutes, is just background on who Dave McGowan is. Am I back now? He said, where did he go? Oh, I hope I'm back. I'm still here. No? Yes? Can you guys see me? Can you guys see me? Question mark. Cool video. Where did he go? Can you guys see me? Still here. Okay, cool. Yes, still here. Perfect. All right, good. My onboard little metrics that tell me how many people are in each channel on Restream, it all shows offline on all of them. So I don't know how many people are watching. So we'll just kind of go. I hope some people came over from the live stream, but it's not really updating. So maybe, oh yeah, cool. No, that was post Wagging the Moondoggie. Okay, yeah. Oh, because that one, shit. I stopped it and started it, so I didn't re-up, I don't think. Let me see here. Post. Okay, cool. Yeah, cool. 7 views. Oh, that's only 7 views. God dang it. Oh, yeah, 2 watching right here. Let's see. Am I live here? Okay, 3 watching there. Doobie doobie. Oh, it's much clearer on this screen here when I watch myself. Okay. Just see myself wave at the screen here. Okay. There we go. All right, so we're live. We're good. We're good. Okay, cool. It's just not updating on here, so I don't know how many people are watching. I'm just going to... Maybe it's better that I don't know how many people are out there actually watching or paying attention. Who knows? But apparently you guys are still there, so that's all that matters. So on that first series, I'm going to do some stuff different the next time. When I edit it, I think I'm going to shoot it just basically on my green screen right here, you know, because see what I did is I shot myself on a green screen and then I edited in all that footage. I think what I'm going to do before is I'm just going to have like an hour-long running stream of background video of the moon landing stuff, and I'm just going to read the next one. And then I'll take that video, not that you guys care about this, but I'll take that video and I'll edit it down and I'll add some pop-ups like I did before, which will just save me on my editing time. Because that one there took me a couple days to kind of just, not a couple days, probably took me a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, probably a total of 5 hours to edit that. Not a ton, but quite a bit. And I want to make them a little quicker so I can get them all out. Because we're going to go for 14 series of these. And the next series jump right in. This one started with a little bit of the background and whatnot on it. The next ones are going to jump right in, and we're going to get right after it. And they're so good, man. They're so good. Like the next one is going to be talking about the moon rocks, which is a bunch of stuff. But it starts out talking about the moon rocks, which is very interesting when we find out that people are like, well, what about the moon rocks? We got moon rocks here. No, I don't think we do have moon rocks, and we're going to explain all that. I had 3 of these episodes up already, but I'm redoing them all. I'm starting at 1, and I'm just going to go through them all. So then I'm going to premiere them, and then we're going to do a little after party after each one of them and talk. So how's everyone doing? I came in 39 minutes late. What was the reasons for the fake landing? Wow, that's a loaded question, Easy. There's a whole bunch of them, but primarily I would say the reasons for the fake landing was, and we're going to really dive into that in some of these episodes. You're going to see when we have how these things coordinate with stuff going on in the Vietnam War. Number one, it was a good distraction away from the Vietnam War when stuff was going on in Vietnam that we didn't want the American people focused on. We sent somebody to the moon. Originally, I believe it was to take all the winds out of the sail of the Russian, because they were solidly kicking our ass when it came to the space race. And so we wanted to take the wind out of their sails and, also just hoorah-rah, a big propaganda hoorah-rah push for American people to get to drum up the American spirit that we needed going at the time. And I don't know all the reasons. We do dive into some possible reasons, but I don't know all the reasons. And honestly, I don't know anything. I can't prove it flat in black and white, as no one else can truly prove it in black and white either. Everything that's been proven to us has all been cognitive dissonance. Now, if you came in late, easy, I would say the one thing the first part of that video really kind of pushes on is the reason why we cannot accept the fact that they were faked. And it's essentially it boils down to cognitive dissonance, an overwhelmingly strong cognitive dissonance that's been programmed into us. But if we take our critical thinking skills, right, and we take the fact that all of this stuff that they said we did in 69 to 74, 70 through 74, I think was the last one. We sent 7 people up there, 6 of which went flawlessly. The one with Tom Hanks didn't work out so well, right? Apollo 13, was it? Or Apollo 13, the 12, 13? Apollo 13, I think. Yeah. Unlucky 13. That one didn't work out. Hank didn't, poor Hank, what's his face? I can't even think. Why can't I think of his name right now? I want to call him Hank Williams, but it's not Hank Williams. It's Forrest Gump. It's Hank. Help me, guys. God, Tom Hanks. There we go. Because I kept thinking it was Hanks. Yeah, 13. Tom Hanks didn't get a walk on the moon, which is a bummer, right? They had problems. They had to use duct tape. They had to figure it out and get themselves back. Which, when we get to that part in this series and how David McGowan attacks that and explains that also had its purpose, right? It had its purpose of this resiliency and the innovativeness and the creativeness and MacGyverness of Americans, and then we got them home safe. It's laughable. It's seriously pretty ridiculous when you think when you take everything into account. To say we went there, it's pretty crazy. But yeah, so that's what these series are going to be about. It's going to be a lot of fun. Let's read some of the chats here. So let me put up, if you guys want to call in, I need to open it up. Does anybody want to call in and make some comments on what they watched and push back on me if you think I'm full of shit? I mean, and I'm not an expert. I can't say I'm an expert on this. I know more than the average. I've forgotten a lot. I used to be pretty well versed in it. I've forgotten a lot. Going back through this series is going to be fun because it just brings everything back to my memory. But I'm more than willing to have people call me up and tell me, you're full of shit, Steve. I love you. SJG, we love you, but you're full of shit, man. Of course we went to the moon. Let's have that discussion. I'm totally open to having that discussion. Or call up and give me your thoughts. Let me there's a number right there. If you guys want to call in, I'm only going to stream till about 9:30 tonight. So probably about another half an hour or so. I just figured we could talk and chat and see what's going on. I would go back and forth with people in the chat. So Buzz is bullshit. Yeah, Buzz is bullshit. Armstrong never gave an interview, first man on the moon, and he was kept hidden. Why? Yeah, exactly. If you guys came in late too, we went to Antarctica. A year and a half before we went to the moon, or 2 years before we went to the moon. We took the astronauts, went up to Antarctica, and they've never really explained the reason why. The reason was to beat the Russians, bring country together. Yeah, exactly, Frank. Yeah, very good. I think that's the main reason why. Anyone to know where the moon landing was filmed? Area 51. Yeah, you know what? I think some of it might have been filmed there, but I also think, which we're going to touch on. That's a good question, Frank. Laurel Canyon. If you guys have never done any research on Laurel Canyon, was in Nevada desert. It probably was. But Laurel Canyon also did, I think, played a big part in it. And that's my next series after the moon landing. We're going to go through David McGowan again. He wrote a, 6 or 7, maybe 8-part series on Laurel Canyon. And it was an Lookout Mountain Laboratory up in California. and it's got a lot of really crazy, weird, quinky dinkies surrounding it. It was a movie. They had a major set there. They had a major movie studio there where they would do a lot of studio work, and that's where a lot of the major bands during the hippie era, the anti-war bands, came out of. And there's a lot of interesting connections between Operation Chaos. Actually, it was I found out doing some research for these things, Operation Chaos, right? You guys could look into that. But essentially, Operation Chaos was to, well, there was a lot of things to it, and I'm not completely versed on all of them. But with Laurel Canyon, like the Doors, the Mama and Papas, I believe it was, like CCR, I believe it was CCR. I could be wrong on that. I've only read parts of that series. I haven't read the whole series all the way through. But essentially what it talks about is how there's a lot of really suspicious connections between a lot of these major hippie anti-war rock bands and the hippie movement that kind of just blew up out of nothing, right? Blew up out of nowhere. Well, a lot of these rock bands, they have connections to Department of Justice and high-ranking generals and colonels within the different militaries. Like, for instance, the Doors. So Jim Morrison's dad was a general, I believe, or a colonel in the Air Force, and was a very high-ranking officer during the Vietnam War. And then there was a lot of connections like that where these people came out. And if you think about it, it's another distraction, right? You can distract the people here at home and give them something to be divided and angry about. The people that want to support the troops when we're going to Vietnam, and the people that are anti-war, stop the fight. And you can create a distraction here at home where we're domestically fighting with one another and distracted with the stupid hippies, and the stupid hippies are you baby killers, and we just fight back and forth. And meanwhile, the government gets to do whatever they want to do when it comes to the war and other things out there. So there's a lot of connections and weird, crazy stuff that plays off of one another. So, yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. The moon landings were a cover-up for the development of intercontinental missiles. Exactly. That's another very, very good, Franny. Thank you. Had huge ties to military research. Exactly right. We're going to get more into that in the series. That the moon landings and the R&D and stuff taking place was also for, like Franny just said, it was military R&D, essentially. It was a cover for that. So there was a lot of things that a lot of angles to where it played up on, right? So it's pretty interesting. Jim Morrison for certain, yeah. SOG perspective, you've heard that Biden's wanting to delete Space Force. Any thoughts? Oh, I didn't know that he wanted to delete Space Force. That's interesting. Yeah, I guess I don't know exactly what my thoughts are and why he would want to delete that. I don't really know. Probably because I have not followed Space Force enough. It was kind of funny to me when we created Space Force and we ripped off the Star Trek logo. Not really, but kind of. But I don't know exactly what. I haven't done enough research on that to know what that's a cover for. It's a cover for something, though. Space Force. I mean, you think about Elon Musk's and all the privatization of the space travel and the space technology, and it's all getting privatized, right? We shut NASA down for the most part, anyways, didn't we? I feel like we shut it all down. Didn't they shut the whole NASA program down? But Elon Musk and his what do you call it? Space SpaceNet, or I'm trying to think of the word for that. Dang it, I wish Dustin was here right now. Jog my memory. But everything going on in space right now is to put in place infrastructure to control us and monitor us and contact trace us. It's nothing to keep us safe. It's not for legit, research, deep going to the next. Maybe a little bit of it is trying to figure out what the next planets are that they want to go to, but it's all more centered around us and control over us, and probably stuff maybe that they don't want to tell us. Maybe they know asteroids are heading in and they're trying to do their. I don't know why, but it's all a cover for something, right? And it's all hoorah rah. Anytime they want to hoorah-rah us and try to get us into the American spirit and like get us behind these huge major government programs, I have a lot of reservations and suspicious thoughts of what they really are trying to do, because our government doesn't like us. They don't like us. They're not on our side. They're not on our friends. They're not our friends. Skynet, thank you so much, Thinking Impaired. I am Thinking Impaired right now. Skynet, thank you. Bingo, bango, Bob's your uncle. That's what I was trying to come up with. Yeah. So whatever it's for, it's not beneficial to us. And Biden, Trump, they're all fucking puppets. They're both puppets. Now, I don't hate Trump, right? But I'm not. I don't know. I don't want to go down that road right now. They're all puppets, man. It's all puppets, and the farther we get away from the election, the farther we get away from this last year and this last 4 years, the farther I kind of get away from politics. I'm not covering straight politics anymore because it's boring to me and it's dumb, and I feel like it's low vibration, and I feel like it's a distraction, and I feel like I've focused so much energy on that. I've missed educating myself on other things that really matter, that I just don't really, I don't care anymore. I just don't fucking care that much about politics anymore. Now, I'll still cover some of the things that I think have an overarching or underpinning message. And I'll read some things time and again to try to show you to try to express my perspective on what's really not to try to show you, to try to express my perspective on what's really happening, what I really think is happening, what I really think this is, X, Y, and Z, what they're doing. But yeah, I'm totally over arguing. Like when I listen to people and they are actually having a debate on the efficacies of masks, for instance, right? And they're like, well, masks don't work. They don't work at all, or they're not that bad, or they don't help that much. And other people are like, how can you say that masks are so important? Or the case counts. Cases are going through the roof because Trump did such a terrible job. And people are like, well, cases are like not necessarily quite as bad. Cases are complete bull fucking shit, right? Masks are complete bull fucking shit. The death count is completely fucking manipulated bull fucking shit. All of this stuff is bull fucking. That's what I feel about it. So when we're trying to debate on something that's bull fucking shit, to me, it's like, unless we're going to debate, unless we're going to talk about, unless we're going to argue on the fact of whether or not the whole thing is bull fucking shit or not, that's the level that I'd want to have a discussion with somebody. I'm not going to argue, no, they could be kind of helpful, and I'll wear them because, well, whatever. And other people are like, they're so helpful, you totally should wear them. It's like, to me, that's low vibration. It's like, what? You don't get it. You're playing into their game. Let's pull the covers off of them, right? Let's lift their skirt up and see what dangly mess is hiding up underneath there, because that's what it is. I know it gives me kind of the chills when I say that. I've been kicked off the net when I commented on Steven's stream. Coincidence? I think not. Yeah, flush politics. That's how I feel, man. I don't blame you. I'm really, really over it. So I still get sucked in on certain little things. Like, I don't know. I had a couple tabs open here from earlier when I was just looking. Oh, yeah, that one. What was this one? Oh, yeah, that. And then, what was this one about? Oh, Jesus. It's stuff like this where I don't know what my take is on some of this stuff yet, but it's like reinventing the company town. Check this out. I don't even know what to think about or exactly what my thoughts are on this yet, but Nevada teases self-governing innovation zones for big tech businesses with their own taxes and courts. When you read this article, it blows my fucking mind. How could we even be having this conversation? Or I guess we're not even pretending anymore that we don't have a constitution. It's just a piece of paper. And I love the Constitution, and I wish we still lived by it. I wish the illusion that we had been sold that the Constitution and that we abide by and obey and live by the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. I wish so bad we could get back to. I wish I could believe that illusion again, because I love the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, and I think if we actually followed it like they designed it, not that it's perfect, Not that it doesn't have its own flaws in certain things, but I really wish we were a country that did that. But now I'm realizing, oh, damn, this has all just been a big joke and a make-believe that we actually have a constitution, that we actually have justice, that we actually have a free and fair system here in America. It's the propaganda. The propaganda machine over our lives is so intensely big. That's why one of the reasons why I'm doing the Wagging the MoonDoggie. It's because, and it goes it goes back way farther than even that, right? But just to say that is probably one of the biggest mass lies that have been, well, up to what we're currently going through. History will look back on this if we don't just lose everything, if this isn't, if this is not truly the end of mankind and the true, what do you call it? The oneness. I don't know why I can't think that, probably because I had a drink. The singularity of the AI connection, right? Where human beings are truly over and we're going to now, the oligarchic technocrats are going to take over and put it, just fully, completely erase history, rewrite it as they want to. And it's never going to be the same again, which is sad to say, a possibility. But short of that, if this fails down the road and the human spirit still wins out, which I still want to hold on to some hope it's going to, then we'll look back on what we're going through right now in the next 10 to 20 years. And we'll go, whoa, I cannot believe, maybe 30 years it's going to take, they pulled that off on the whole world. Wow. But barring that, because everyone's still in the matrix, many people, millions and millions and billions of people are still in this matrix to thinking that what's going on right now is what we're being told the truth on. If you go back to the reason I wanted to do Wagging the MoonDoggie, if you go back there and you look at what was pulled off and what still many people to this day believe, die-heartedly believe, right? You can't Google it anymore without getting everything debunking it and the official narrative shoved down your throat. You can't get the other side of the story. You get lumped into flat earth, tinfoil wearing, Bigfoot loving, crazy conspiracy theories, which at this point I'm not completely going to say I would completely write off. If we're being serious or if I'm being honest. But the reason I went back and did this series is because I wanted to pull out the fact that, you know what? I wanted to show the fact that we have believed a lie, in my opinion. I think if you have any kind of common sense, any kind of open eyes at all, and you look at the circumstantial evidence, right? You look at just a common sense approach to this. You're like, there is no goddamn way we went there. And then you balance that, or you weigh that against lie after psyop after psyop that has happened since then till now, right? That you realize our governments fucking hate us. Our governments are not our friends. Our governments have more power than we will ever understand. They wield more control than we will ever comprehend. And we can't have any hope, glimmer of ever trying to crack open that door and peek behind the curtain of the Wizard of Oz, unless we start to face this and really you've got to almost force your mind to look behind there. And then once you just see a glimpse of it, it seems like it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. But right now, what the crazy part is that guys like me and people that are talking about this, we're now domestic terrorists. We're now considered domestic terrorists, essentially. We are considered harmful, divisive, dangerous content that must be eradicated from existence, memory hold from existence. It is insanity to me what is going on. And I've been seeing it. We've all been seeing it, but especially myself, I've seen it for a long time coming. It's just weird to know that we're right here and we're going at breakneck speed. They used to take little baby steps towards that and you had a little time to adjust and fight back. They are going at stride speed right now, full bore breakneck speed, warp speed, dare I say, at rolling out the things that they want to do of shutting and silencing every other voice out there that does not align and does not, correlate with the official narrative. This article kind of blew me away, though. It was like the Nevada governor, Steve Sisolak, is trying to lure high-tech firms to his state with an offer to allow them to effectively form. Now, this is why I'm tying it all back, where we thought we had a constitution. Listen to this. And I don't even, like I said, I don't even understand. I haven't fully absorbed this yet and been able to dissect all the plays here, but there's a lot of plays going on here. He's wooed them with an offer to allow them to effectively form an independent governments at the county level, capable of levying taxes and even forming courts. Companies with an innovative technology are being offered a chance to try their hand as a miniature sovereign states, according to new state legislation seen by the Las Vegas Review-Journal on Wednesday. While Sisolak hinted at the idea during his State of the State address last month, few details have been made public until now. These so-called innovation zones are being marketed to lure tech companies, perhaps those struggling with the high taxes and lockdown fetishisms of Silicon Valley, with wide open spaces and the freedom to do whatever they like on their own land. Am I the only one that this sounds fucking completely crazy to? But also maybe not completely crazy like it's expected, but expectedly fucking crazy. Am I the only one? That's not an exaggeration either. These companies are either companies that pull up stakes and move to Nevada will be able to form their own local governments with the equivalent authority of a county. Okay, so I guess as I reread this, they'll have the authority of a county. All right, well, they will be able to levy taxes. So they'll still be under the governance of the state, it sounds like, but they'll be their own county. You can just come in and buy up land, bring in a company, and you then can create your own county. They will be able to levy taxes, form courts and school districts, provide government services. See, this is where I just still doesn't. It's like, and essentially act as a sovereign entities. The zones will be overseen, but I guess if Chaz can do it, then why not them? The zones will be overseen by 3-member supervisory boards, similar to county commissioners. And the company owners would maintain the balance of the power over who sits on the board. Does that not still just seem fucking weird? Companies are people. Good call, Liesel. The board may establish a justice court. This is the insane shit to me. The legislation draft obtained by LVRJ stipulates, in addition, with a few exceptions for real estate, fuel, and tangible personal property, the board may impose any taxes or fees authorized to be imposed by a county. I don't know. This just blows me away. The proposal deems the traditional government model to be inadequate for attracting big-time tenants, and the state has a very particular type of company in mind for the new program. Companies would have to own at least 78 square miles of undeveloped and uninhabited land, falling within a single county without overlapping any currently owned areas. And applicants would require $250 million in assets and a plan to invest at least $1 billion in their new site over the decades. Basically, kind of, yeah. Very, very good point, man. People would be slaves of the company. Good to be a mine investment opportunity type of religious compound. Good. Yeah, well, getting to those points. Listen. Falling within the single county with a $1 billion of, sorry, I don't know where I left off there. Applicants would require $250 million in assets and plan to invest at least $1 billion in their new site over the next decade. So you can buy your way in to get your own county and make your own laws. Blockchains LLC, located in Sparks, Nevada, is one company planning to take advantage of the package and has reportedly committed to building a smart city east of Reno. Other blockchain companies, autonomous technology and AI, Internet of Things, robotics, wireless, biometrics, and renewable energy are some of the industries for which Sisolak is rolling out the welcome mat. Here's where it kind of talks about somebody just said their own. Yeah, the Jim Jones plantation. Seriously. Or Jim Jones is president. Nevada has been having relatively good luck poaching California mega corporations, becoming the city or the site of Tesla's giant mega gigafactory 1 to manufacture electric cars' lithium-ion batteries. The company even obtained the rights to mine its own lithium in the state. It's crazy. CEO Elon Musk is also opening a factory outside Austin, Texas, after quibbling with the state of California over its lockdown mandates, and presumably its high taxes, which Texas does not have. I had a drink before I came to, so I'm a little blooby-doo-booby. My tongue's a little slower than normal. While Tesla's received a $1.3 billion tax break to open its factory in Nevada, Sisolak appears to be counting on sovereignty as a superior incentive for expanding tech companies. While the company town model might call to mind the abusive labor practices of the 18th and 19th century, or 19th and 20th century, with workers paid in company script, unusable outside the town and sometimes even fenced in, supposedly for their protections, companies like Facebook, Menlo Park, and Google appear to be hard at work renovating the company's town image. So to me, I read that article and I was like, that's just crazy how... And I know I guess it's just a county within the state, but just that these mega corporations, we already see the mega power that corporations have over our Constitution and our Bill of Rights. Essentially, they operate above them. If you really look deeply at Google and Facebook and YouTube, there's some people out there that really lay this out way better than I can. But essentially, what they are is wings of the deep state, the wings of the government. That's why Google will never get shut down, because it's part of the Department of it's part of the Pentagon, is right. It's part of the military-industrial complex. Facebook will never get shut down. They'll never get penal. They're above the government. They're bigger than. It's a complete bonding of these private and governmental bonding together. The private companies and the government agencies coming together and bonding and becoming one. Facebook came out, said they're looking forward to working with Biden, right? And it's Biden's administration and rolling these things out. It is the very definition of fascism, right? But little things like this just make me think that constitutions, it's just an idea. It's just an idea to keep people placated and think that they have rights when they don't at this point. We really don't. And I don't know how we get those back. I don't know how we shut these down. I don't know if we do. I don't know if you can. I want to believe you can. I want to believe there's always an option, right? To everything there's always to every action, there's a reaction. So there's always going to be another option. But what it is, I don't know exactly. Getting completely unplugged from the systems is one of them. That's not the easiest thing to do. But I found that article pretty interesting. Like, what the hell? And then I read this article and I was like, Jesus. Oops, wrong one. It just struck me as, wow, they just aren't even trying to hide the hypocrisy anymore. Hunter Biden's newly announced memoir is already #1 in Chinese biography on Amazon. So this dude, this is the upside down world we live in. This dude back in November of last year, had videos of him all over the internet with his schlong getting rubbed by some Asian little girl's feet. Getting a footy, strung out, smoking crack, doing dances, naked dances while he's strung out high as shit. Had hardcore evidence come out against him that he was actually, quid pro quoing with China, millions of dollars with China, connections with the Ukraine, absolutely corrupt as they could come, and a total fucking shit show dickwad that is married 3 times and is, screwing his baby's mama, not even married to, I don't even know. The guy's a effing shit show. And all of that information gets censored hardcore, right? But he goes from an absolute crackhead getting a foot job in a hotel room from some crack whore whatever, to his newly announced memoir is already #1 in the Chinese biography on Amazon, right? They're laughing at us. When will we understand that these fucks are laughing at us? Pardon my language. I'm really sorry. They're laughing at us. We're a joke. They do what they want. We are not on the same level. They view us as alley effing rats. Oh, man. Completely above the law. God bless President Biden. Yeah. God bless him, Moscow Mitch. God bless him. And I do say that, man. I don't wish any harm on any one of these people. I don't want to wish harm on anybody. But give me a fucking break, man. Oh, God. And when I say this, guys, this is not me defending going after Biden just because I'm a Trumpy or something like that. There was plenty of stuff that we're understanding now and seeing that Trump did too. There's a lot of nefarious connections we turned a blind eye to when it came to him. My point is, all of them are a puppet. All of them are part of the same club. All of them are elitists. All of them don't give a shit about us. And there's a complete and total double standard on all of it all the way around. I will say Trump right now is taking it in the shorts, and that makes me like him a little more. Only because now if he pulls it all out and his companies grow and he does just absolutely fine on the other side and his businesses take off and everything else, then I'll be like, oh yeah, see, he was totally part of it. If he has to struggle for every little thing from here on out for the next years of his life, right? Financially, he's getting hit from it. I'll be like, oh, maybe he really wasn't part of the whole system. I think he is, though. I think ultimately he is. It's kind of what I think. Moscow Mitch says, God bless you. What else did Moscow Mitch say? Nothing? No, he didn't. It's funny, though. God bless President Trump. You're absolutely correct. But guys like you and me won't be president. Yeah, no, you're right, man. We never will be. That's very, very true. We never would be. Because if I was president even for one day, I would have a handful of people that I knew that I could trust. And I don't even know how you find those people. I'd find them, though. And then I would put myself in a bunker with a microphone. I would put myself someplace where nobody could get to me. I'd put my people around me that could make the decisions that I trusted. And I'd pull every fucking troop home overnight. I would have before I announced it to the world, I'd have the C-130, the C-230s, 130s, whatever, lined up in Afghanistan, lined up in Iraq, lined up anywhere and everywhere that we have troops around the world. And then I would go and I would make the announcement saying, we're pulling everyone home tonight. They're already on their way home. They're all going to be back here in the United States here within the next 72 hours. All of our troops are. And, maybe you have to unwind all the military bases with an exception of maybe one or two of them. But we'd pull everyone home overnight. Overnight, I would pull them all home. That would be my first thing I would do. And I would tell the rest of the world. And I'd be in a bunker so I couldn't get assassinated because you would have a number on your head and you would definitely try to. I don't even think a president could do it just from an executive order like that, right? There'd be too much yellow tape to cut through. Red tape, yellow tape, blue tape, whatever tape to cut through. You wouldn't be able to do it. But that's what I would do. I'd pull everyone home and I'd be in a bunker so I couldn't get assassinated until I could get it all done. And I'd also tell the world, people are like, well, you can't do that because then the world would just take over. All these bad guys in the world. What bad guys? We're in bed with all of them. Our government's in bed with China and Russia. I mean, even though right now you see articles like this, was the other one I was going to touch on, segues into this. Yeah, right there. Stratcom chief claims nuclear war with Russia or China, real possibility. Says U.S. can't assume strategic deterrence will hold. War, fear, war, enemy, Russia, enemy, China, enemy. At the top of the pyramid, there is no enemies. They're all on the same side. They pull the strings. Now that we still have the same consequences for us on one side. Those people on the other side of the world over in Afghanistan or in the Middle East, they're getting bombed. They're really dying, right? If we were to go to war with China or Russia, soldiers would really die. Innocent civilians would really die. But the people behind those governments aren't really mad at one another, aren't really looking for it. They've got deals all worked out. It's all for show. It's all for show. That's all it is. The only government we should ever fear is our fucking own. I'm understanding that more and more and more. But you see stuff like this and yeah, It's all a show. I'd pull every one of them back, though. Every one of them back. And I would tell the world, if you do want to screw with us, we'll turn you into a parking lot. I'd turn you into a parking lot. You mess with us or our interests, or you do anything provoke to us, you provoke us in any way, we'll just turn you into a parking lot. And then we'll go about our business. If you want to reach out your hand and work out some good trade deals and work out some good communication and some good cooperation, let's do that. But see, we don't want to do that. America is the deep-seated military-industrial complex establishment state, whatever it is you want to call it. We don't want peace. And they are imperialist motherfuckers. The American people as a whole, citizens, and I would even say maybe lower levels or medium level government, they don't know. They're not all part of it. It's not everyone that's in on it. I wouldn't say everyone in the whole American government's imperialistic warmongers. No, but the ones who are pulling the strings, they are. And ultimately at the very top, it's somebody funding both sides. There's nobody they're only loyal to themselves, right? But no, we're bullies. We bully a lot of the world. We do. I'm just not down with it. I think it's ridiculous and I think it's bad. I think it needs to stop. But this whole thing that now we got to worry about nuclear war, man. Nuclear war with Russia or China. It's like, wow, if we just worried about our own shit, we wouldn't have to worry about war anymore. We really wouldn't have to worry about it. Let's develop our guys. Let's develop our stuff. Let's make our borders strong. Let's make our military strong. Let's make our homeland strong. And if anybody fucks with us, we turn them into a fucking parking lot. And then we go on doing what we were doing before, minding our own damn business. And if there is genocide going on somewhere, if there is legit genocide that's going on in Africa all the time, we go down there and we actually help the innocent people that are getting genocided. And then we come back. We don't take their oils or their minerals or set up a base there and make them pay us war reparations by bowing down and licking our butthole for the rest of whoever. We actually go in and we actually free or help or do whatever we need to do in those countries. And then we come back. We come back and we get back to minding our own business. And most of our own business, we just mind. If you're going to have a fucked up country and you're going to do stupid shit, fine. Don't fucking screw up. Don't screw up with us and don't screw with us and we'll get along fine. Don't just willy-nilly kill your people, genocide your people. Yeah, we may have to step in and correct that and then come back and worry about doing us. I wish that's really what America was like. I wish that's really what we did, but we don't. It's always what's in our best interest. And what's in our best interest is what's in the best interest of the military-industrial complex, right? It's big money. It's cronyism. It's corporatism. And it sucks. What's up with the SJG perspective? Political talk? A little bit. Niles Valet. It's a little bit, Niles. A little bit political talk, but not so much. It's funny. No, not totally. Because I just got done saying here maybe 20, 30 minutes ago that I wasn't going to be doing really much political talk. And I did cover a few articles, just things that I thought were funny. But it's really going to be more interesting, esoterical, conspiratorial talk at times. Some people would call it conspiratorial, but just fun stuff that isn't so politically divisively driven, right? Everything's so divisive and political now. I'm over it. I'm wore out on it. So we just I'm doing a series on Wagging the Moondoggie, and Agenda 2030 is the final solution, but Agenda 21 was supposed to be in place so they could finish the total reset by 2030. Yeah, no, 2030 is the agenda. You're right. The Great Reset, things like that. You're absolutely right on that. So yeah, no, it's Niles. Yeah, you're in the right place, man. You are definitely in the right place. I just was talking. I did a series on. I'm going to be doing a series on Wagging the Moondoggie, talking about how I don't think we went to the moon. Going to talk about Laurel Canyon. We're going to then eventually talk about 9/11. And again, the reason I'm talking about a lot of these things that are older and maybe don't people they don't really affect what's going on now. It absolutely affects what's going on right now, because it reveals an ongoing, consistent, repeating pattern, right? A consistent, circular pattern of what our government does to us. They tell us these whoppers. program our mind. They run propaganda on us. They absolutely do these MK Ultra mind tricks on all of us, and they get us completely thinking about these narratives and bullshit that's not true so they can control us. They can keep us divided. They can keep us separated. They can keep us from reaching across and hugging our neighbor who might be not literally unless they want one, but it might be a progressive or it might be somebody that leans left. It's left versus right. It's Trump versus Biden. It's Democrat versus Republican. It's Black Lives Matter versus All Lives Matter. It's gay versus straight. It's fight. Can't we all just get along and see what our fucking governments do to us? God. That's what it's about, man. So that's essentially Niles. They rigged it all and bragging about it right now. Yeah, they've done that, Niles. So that's a quick recap on SJG perspective and what we're all about here. It's a good time. You have to get this out. I just saw a vid on BitChute where the host just spoke about how a Time magazine article just admitted it. Oh yeah, I read that one, dude. Yeah, I read that article today. Where did I email that to me? Where did I put that article? They essentially did. Yeah, I know. No, it's too long of an article. I'm not going to cover it today. I'll cover it tomorrow, Niles. So come back or watch. Yeah, they did. But Niles, it's because they were fortifying the election. They weren't rigging it. They were fortifying democracy. Here, let me go to my Twitter. Here, I put a very good tweet out on that earlier today. Oh, duh. That's where the article would be, too. I'm like, Twitter. Sometimes I hate Twitter. I hate it with a passion. I have like 50, 60 followers. I don't have hardly anybody on there because I don't ever really use it. I hate it. But I use it just to remind myself of something that if there's something I want to tweet, or follow up on, I'll tweet it so I don't lose it. But yeah, it says, so here's the article that Niles was just talking about. Damn it, I keep doing that. Okay, I'm going to go in here, guys, in just 3 minutes here. I'll cover this tomorrow. We'll cover this tomorrow, okay? But there's the article, The Secret History of the Shadow Campaign That Saved the 2020 Election. And I can give you a Cliff Note version of what this whole article says. The whole article, to read it, would be, it's all the way down to, it's probably a 20-minute read. Because I read kind of slow, 20, 25-minute read. And I'm not prepared to do it tonight. But let me give you the Cliff Note version. Cliff Note version of the article reads as this: gaslighting Americans to believe and cheer the fact that the shadowy elites pulled strings to make sure that the election's outcome was not Trump. Straight telling you they had to manipulate the election so Trump did not manipulate the election. That's absolutely the long and the short of it on this article, is that they're telling everybody, we did you a solid. We did everyone a solid by getting private and governmental agencies together, getting capital together to run a manipulative psyop propaganda campaign over the whole United States by people that are far left-leaning, that it said was bipartisan. There wasn't anything bipartisan about it. Norm Eisman was part of this. Go back to my YouTube channel. I talk about Norm Eisman. Back before the election happened, when I'm talking about the color revolution that was going to happen, SJG Perspective YouTube. Go there, watch my series again if you guys haven't. I talk about Norm Eisman there. I cannot say his goddamn name right now. Anyways, they essentially, just totally fortified the election. Here, like, this is the best quote of it. Yeah, like that. It says right here, there was a conspiracy unfolding behind the scenes, one that both curtailed the protests and coordinated the resistance from CEOs. Both surprises were the results of an informal alliance between left-wing activists and business titans. The pact was formalized in a terse, little-noticed joint statement of the U.S. Chamber of Commerce and the AFL-CIO published on Election Day. Both sides would come to see it as sort of an implicit bargain, inspired by the summer's massive, sometimes destructive racial justice protests, not just anarchy teardown of cities, rioting. It's racial justice protests in which the forces of the labor came together with the forces of capital to keep the peace and oppose Trump's assault on democracy. They're literally saying we assaulted democracy to oppose Trump's assault on democracy. Here's the best line, though. Where's it at? There's a really good synopsis here. Hang on. It's not it. It's not it. That's not it. Where's that at? Sorry, I was trying to do this one. I don't know where it went. There's a really good little part of this article. Damn it. Vote election to the state level. Going off dangerous as forming now outside. Citizens that start the conspiracy to save America based on execution and doesn't involve political. Oh, right here. So right here, they kind of say, this is a very good synopsis of what they say. They go, that's why the participants want the secret history of the 2020 election told. Even though it sounds like a paranoid fever dream, a well-funded cabal of powerful people, ranging across industries and ideologies, working together behind the scenes to influence perceptions, change rules and laws, steer media coverage, and control the flow of information. They were not rigging the election. They were fortifying it. And they believe the public needs to understand the system's fragility in order to ensure that democracy in America endures. You could not be gaslit anymore. This article could not be more gaslighting to somebody. Telling you that what you're saying sounds like exactly what you were worried someone else was going to do, so you did it to stop them from doing it. And you're telling me that that I can now rest easy because you did what you were worried they said they were going to do. Exactly. I don't know if I said that right, but I think I did. So it's insane. It's totally crazy and insane. But, yep, it's true, man. So, anyways, all right. Thank you guys for the post stream on my Wagging the Moon series, Matt Wagging the MoonDoggie. D-Livers, next time I do it, my next one, I'll stream it live for you. And maybe that's a good way then. I'll premiere it on YouTube, and then maybe I'll also stream it. Or maybe I'll just stream it. And then we'll go right in after that. We'll go right into discussing it, right? Discussing stuff about it. So check in on Sunday or Monday. I don't know. I'll get it out this next week. I'll give you guys a heads up. But go to sjgperspective.com, sjgperspective.com, and subscribe to follow me there. Get my updates and my notes. And I appreciate everyone. You can also check out those who are on DLive and haven't checked out YouTube. You can check out at sjgperspective.com or SJG Perspective on YouTube. But I hate YouTube. So let's just stay here on DLive and have a good time. I might see you guys tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to do anything or not, but until next time, I appreciate you guys. Stay strong, stay smart, don't be morons, and we'll talk to you later. SJG Perspective. See you guys. Good night. Outro right there. Stop for your animus, by the way. Don't be an asshole. Oh wait, you know what? Don't go anywhere. You guys are still over on DLive. Hang on. I can't leave you hanging. Hang on, DLivers. Don't go anywhere. Wait for it. Wait for it. DLive? Okay, I lied. Oh, okay, I lied to you. Hang on. Hang on, hang on a minute. DLivers, hang on. Don't go anywhere. Just hang the fuck on for a minute, okay? Wait for it. We got to distribute some rewards to people. Let's do this. Hang on a minute. DLivers. Do this. Oh, I already lost some. They already left. 24. Now we got 5 viewers. Okay. All right. Anybody over there want to go over to DLive? You got 16 seconds to get in there. Do this. Oh, I already lost. 16, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7,
All right.
6.
Anybody over there want to go
5,
over to D
4,
Live? You got
3,
16 seconds
2,
to get in there.
1. Here we go.
16, 13, 12.
Who got it?
11, 10, 9.
Who got it?
8, 7.
Liesel, 25. Niles, 15. And Trust has earned 11. All right, guys. Now I'm done. So, later. Have a good night. We'll talk to you later. Bye. Without fear, animus. All that good stuff.